every year, like you have your institute every year, and we usually try to raise a bit of hell. And it's a good group. So I see a few familiar places out there. There are also Calico members. So thank you. I feel very warmly welcomed here. I think Victoria is fantastic. So I'm really enjoying myself. I'm enjoying my workshop with Amy, who really rocks. Where is Amy? All right. And as I promised my classmates, there'll be just a few things, a few of the tools that I'll be touching on today that is a coming attraction for what she'll be covering. So if I could do a plug, if you haven't taken her course, I think it's well worth it. I want to thank Ray in particular, too, for his leadership in this area of technology and for his very kind invitation to be here, so I'm really pleased. I'm a little intimidated because I'm between a rock and a hard place, between the drink that's promised and the sleepy afternoon, and so I'll do my best, but I realize you might nod off. I certainly do at 4 o'clock when my blood sugar is low. I have no choice, though. I also know that a good portion of you are librarians, but as my good friend Bill Thompson says, librarians have to deal with second language acquisition people and language teachers, so bear with me. I should have something to say for the English teachers. I've certainly drawn on people working in English who are also thinking about the uses of technology, so I feel good there. And those of you in foreign languages, can I see some hands? Good. You're my people. You're the people that I work for in my consortium, which basically I'm a cheerleader for foreign language in the UC system. We have 10 campuses, and so I'm not responsible for establishing policy, which is good, but rather for just urging new methods and collaboration and things like that. And so it's a real privilege for me to work in the trenches with my people in the trenches. So that's my background. So my comments will be mostly almost completely drawing on my experience in foreign languages, but I do hope that they will be helpful for some of the other audience that we have today. So teaching with technology. And I'm going to start with some brief reflections on the use of technology in service of especially the language curriculum. And as Truder said, they're taken from my book, Brave New Digital Classrooms. You might wonder where I got that title, huh? I'm actually thinking of Jim Cummins, who is a professor of English and has done terrific work in ESL. And I'm thinking of his book. And I told Jim, he said it was okay that I could kind of pilfer his title a little bit. And he was working at a time when, he wrote the book at a time when there was a different level of technology. So that's why I inserted the digital into my classroom. But I certainly drew very much on his inspiration. And I hope that the second half of the presentation I'll be able to do some demonstration of some tools that you might consider to bring into your own bag of tricks to do the things that you do. So with that game plan, let's see how I go. This quote, "Well, technology failed me again today," is a real quote. And when I'm working with languages, I'm also thinking of our pipeline, and that's our high schools. So this is a real quote from a high school teacher in the lunchroom, came in, and obviously something didn't work. And we heard that, well, technology failed me again today. Now, it could be, I don't know for sure, but I hear this from my own colleagues. So it could have been that the bulb burned out. It could have been that the server failed. It does happen. It could be she was in such heavy traffic, internet traffic, that she just couldn't get to her websites. But I think most likely that she just didn't prepare. And as a result, when she started to do the lesson, things got all snarled up, and she hadn't thought through the lesson plan. I think the far greater need when you start thinking about integrating technology into the curriculum is to think through what you're doing and whether or not it's a good fit with the technology. So that thinking, that lesson planning, just because you're using technology, it doesn't relieve you of the lesson planning. And that's far more important than worrying about technology failing in terms of a server going down. It does happen. You should be ready for it. But it's not the reason why the many efforts to try and use technology in the classroom fail. It's usually not thinking it through in terms of the pedagogical design. So I always concentrate on this when I train graduate students, and I would urge you too. Technology is great, and we're looking at a number of fantastic new tools. All of us are learning about some new tools here, teachers or students. But you still have to think, what am I doing with these tools? How does it fit into the curriculum? That's the most important thing. Okay, so before you plug in and you plunge, let's just think of a few things. One, there are multiple entry points for technology. Maybe I don't need to say that to this type of a group, but there's that question asked out there. Do you use technology in your curriculum? Who would be caught dead saying no?
Lindsay.
All right, Lindsay. Well, what does that mean? Do you use technology? I mean, technology with a big T, some kind of monolithic concept. There are all kinds of technologies: CD-ROMs, DVDs, call programs, bots, iCall, something that Trude could give a much better talk. In fact, if you haven't invited her to talk about iCall, you should. She's a leader in that area. Using corpora, learner corpora, native speaker corpora, social computing, computer-mediated communication tools, teleconferencing. There are in-class uses, there are hybrid courses, blended courses, distance learning courses. None of these makes your teaching any better unless you've thought through it so that it actually has an impact and transforms what the students do. Likewise, don't let someone say, nanny, boo-boo, I'm using this technology and you aren't, and then make you feel really bad because you're only using web pages or something like that. It's what you do with the technology that you are using. So it needs to be repeated time and time again. It's what you do with it. I would put it to you that institutes like this, and also local resources, having a local guru, is absolutely necessary. For instance, today my guru for the moment is Amy. I've used an old version of Dreamweaver, but now I'm trying to get used to the new Dreamweaver. Well, I can knock my head against the wall for several minutes, even hours, or I can just say, Amy, would you point me in the right direction? And in seconds, I'm in the right direction. All of you are going to need gurus, whatever level you're at your own institutions. You need to find them. Sometimes, and I know not every institution has the same wealth of support, but wherever they are, find them, cultivate them, take them out to coffee. That's what you need. Everyone needs gurus in order to make this enterprise work. The field is changing just too fast to not need this. So, again, I've already said it. It's how you use it. We have in the foreign language field exercises which are referred to as drill and kill. It's not that they're not useful, it's just they're not very imaginative, they're rather mechanical. They have their place. But there's so many other things that you can do. I don't know how many times I hear teachers say, I want to use technology. I want to use technology to do all those things I hate and don't want to do in the classroom. If I could just cut that all off into, technology, and then I could just communicate in the classroom. Well, okay, technology can help you with some of that. But technology can be brought into the classroom to do all kinds of innovative things, and that particular teacher is not thinking about that. It's just thinking of kind of a black-white situation. Technology, no interaction. My class, the non plus ultra. Okay, I hope I can disabuse you of some of those thoughts. Maybe I don't know. What I'm interested in creating using technology is a much more student-centered classroom. Much more giving the students agency.